Hello guys, good evening. Welcome to the Unacademy. So for today we are going to discuss some of the amazing MCQs of static economy. Join it as soon as it's possible. Then we will start the discussion, guys. Fast. Join it. Wait. Just wait. So today's discussion it is going to be very important for all of the students, guys. Join it as soon as it's possible. Then we will start the discussion. Fast. Yes, Google Guru. Very good afternoon. Join it, guys. Fast, and then we will start the discussion. So guys, this is my profile. It is. These are some of the specifications of Unacademy, guys. They are basically displayed in some of the slides, so you can go through them. And guys, these are some of the batch courses which, as of now, they are currently going on. If you just want to join, if you just want to prepare for the UPPSC, you can join to these such type of batches. Very important for all of the students to go and join it, right, guys? And these are some of the guys distinction. This is the basic distinction or difference between the free versus plus classes. You'll be getting live doubt clearing session every fourth session. It's a doubt clearing session on an academy, and you'll be getting unlimited PDF and notes in the live plus classes, guys, rather than the free classes. And the complete coverage of the syllabus will also be done by the educators in that particular one, right? It is really important for all of the students to join to these all sessions, guys. And this it's an official Telegram channel, guys. You should join it if you just want to get the regular updates and notifications related to the classes, and so that, guys, you can get the regular updates related to the classes, right? So these are some of the fee plans, fee structure, guys. And if you just want to join these kind of classes, go and get the subscription by just applying the GK Live code, guys. You'll be getting 10% off immediately. Uh, you should, guys, apply to the GK Live code so that immediately you can get 10% off, right, guys? Fast. So guys, use the GK Live code, you'll be getting 10% off. Again, I would like to repeat the same kind of thing, guys. Go and get the subscription by just apply the GK Live code, you'll be getting 10% off. So guys, today the economy based MCQ test it is going to take place. So it's a first question for today, guys. Which of the following provisions were basically emphasized upon by the Industrial Policy Revolution 1956, IPR 1956? Join it, guys, fast. Then we will start the discussion. Go and get the subscription by just applying the GK Live code. You'll be getting 10% off immediately, right? So fast. Join the class, guys, as soon as it's possible. Then we will start the discussion. Join it, guys, fast. Very important kind of question for all of the students. Some of the statements have been mentioned related to the industrial policy. So which of the statement is correct in this regard? Complete state monopoly of the industrial sector, promotion of regional equality, surplus industrial production, right? So which of the statement is correct in this regard? Answer it fast. Answer it fast, guys. See, first read the question carefully and then try to answer it, because all of the questions are quite logical, quite relevant in nature. Sorry, answer it fast, guys. Answer it fast. Very important kind of question. Complete state monopoly of the industrial sector, promotion of regional equality. See, You know that guys, in the first 5 year plan, guys, what all things were basically focused, the things which were actually focused was agriculture sector. But in the second 5 year plan, guys, the thing which was actually focused by the government of India, it was huge scale or mass scale industrialization. So if government were focusing the industrialization, guys, so due to the reason of industrialization, large scale and heavy scale industries, they had already been set up. Steel industries were majorly or primarily focused by government of India, right? So on that particular thing basis, but that particular concept basis, you can apply your logic and try to eliminate the options. That will give you more clear idea about the question. Answer it fast, guys. So let's start the discussion of this particular question. So all right, guys. Let me check it out if any of this friend has answered it or not. Let me check it out. All right. So guys, I'm going to start the discussion of this particular question. See, in this particular policy, guys, that has been categorically suggested by the government of India, that complete state monopoly, that was not there. Okay? Government has basically supported some kind of state owned industries, but the complete monopoly was not there, guys. And government has supported to the mass scale industrialization and large scale investment. Large scale investment were also basically focused by the government, but the complete state monopoly, bit vague kind of statement, right? So first option has been eliminated directly, right? You can directly eliminate the first option. By just eliminating the first option, guys, directly you can reach to the answer, that is C, right? That is C becomes the correct answer, guys, by just eliminating the first option. Because promotion of the regional equality, that is obviously basic idea behind the industrialization, and industrial policy has also stated the very same thing. But the surplus industrial production, that was not this kind of intention of the government, it was not there, right? So the third statement, it is also wrong by just eliminating the first option, guys. So this is for what I used to suggest to the student. Just remain strict to the elimination method if you are having confusion in some of the statements of the question, right? Complete state monopoly. It seems that very extreme kind of statement. Complete state monopoly, even in the autocratic countries, that is also not possible. Complete word itself, it is an extreme word, right? So try to eliminate that by just eliminating the first option. Directly you can reach to the answer. That is C, right? So I hope it is crystal clear to all of the students. Is there any kind of doubt? Let's move towards the next question, guys. Which of the following caused the 1991 economic crisis in India? Some statements have been mentioned. You need to answer it, that which of the following things have basically caused the 1991 economic crisis in India, right? Try to answer it, guys. 1991 economic crisis. The first statement is balance of payment crisis, rising prices of the essential goods, and third one is high fiscal deficit. Try to answer it correctly. Read the question carefully and then answer it. Read the question carefully and then answer it. Answer it fast, guys. The first statement is balance of payment crisis, BOP. What does it mean, BOP? It should be known to each and every student if they've just gone through the static segments. And after that, government has introduced to LPG reforms to bring more and more certainty in our Indian economy. At mass scale or large scale FDI that has been attracted, and a lot of investment have been made, so that employment generation has that can take place, and that had already been take place. It had already been taken place at that particular point of time. So try to answer it. Yes, very good afternoon. So this particular question, guys, try to answer it. Try to answer to this particular question. Very important kind of question, guys. See, balance of payment related questions can directly be given in the actual exam, so you need to be very well prepared for these all things, right? Very easy kind of question, guys. Balance of payment crisis. Definitely quite an easy kind of question. All of the students are getting the voice clearly. All of the students are getting the voice clearly. All right, all right, guys. So let's start the discussion. Let's start the discussion of this particular question. See, one thing I just want to tell to the, all of the students, tell to all of the students, guys. Make sure that all of the students are remembering to this one. See, economic crisis, the economic crisis that has been taken place in 1991, there were several factors behind it. The first one, guys, was our balance of payment crisis. It means we were actually Indian economy that was not left with too much of forex reserve. Our forex reserve, make sure that you are just remembering to it, our forex reserve was basically depleted to that extent so that the Indian economy won't be able to survive beyond the 14 days, right? Because we were actually hampered, our economic condition that has been hampered on a larger extent, right? So that is why we have our economical strength was not too good to operate, right? So the first important statement is balance of payment crisis. It was clearly, it can directly be stated that it is responsible for it. And rising prices, this is known to each and every student that rising prices of the essential goods that has basically hampered the economy on a very bigger extent, right? The inflation, it means the inflation, it has gone beyond the extent government was not able to control the inflation, right? So the thing was, guys, government was not able to control the inflation. The second statement is also right. By just recognizing first and second option is right, so two options have been eliminated directly, B and C, and now C. High fiscal deficit. This is known to everyone, guys. The fiscal deficit in the Indian economy that was really, really standing on the high position, high condition. So that is why the government expenditure. See, the expenditure of the government, that was too much, and the income or revenue sources of the government, they were really, really limited. So that is why Indian economy that was suffering on a very bigger level, and we were actually a lot of sectors they were actually ceased to operate in those all extreme conditions, right? So the fiscal deficit was also one of the factors that was responsible for it. Fiscal deficit and all three factors which they were actually backing, they were supporting to the crisis in India and 1991 crisis that has been taken place. After that, government was actually bound to take the reformative measures and LPG measures. Try to remember that LPG reforms were taken place in which of the year, 1991. and the actual era of liberalization was basically started post 1991 in the independent India. Large scale FDI has also been attracted by the government of India, and other things like privatization of the companies and boom in the IT sector was taken place after being allowed to the large scale foreign investment in the Indian companies, right? So I hope it is crystal clear to all of the students. Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Do let me know. Fast, all of the students are getting the voice clearly. One question to all of the students are getting the voice clearly. Is there any kind of doubt? I think it is crystal clear to all of the students. Is there any doubt to any of the student? Voice is clear to all of the students. Voice is 100% clear to all of the students. All right, guys, let's move towards the next question. See, all of the questions related to LPG. Again, I would like to say, guys, when the government has allowed the large scale privatization in the Indian companies and foreign investment that has been attracted by the government itself, it was really a very important type of step that has been taken, right? So let's move on. Let's move towards the next question, right? Which of the following steps are having the bearing on the exchange uh, rate of currency of a country? So answer it fast, guys. As here only, as actually not conducting the classes. See, this question is really, really important, guys. Exchange rate. If I'm talking about the exchange rate, it means, guys, in the 1 unit of our currency, how much foreign currency which we can get, right? So what all kind of factors which they are basically which they can impact the current exchange rate of the currency of India or any other foreign currency, right? Fast, guys, answer it. Very important kind of question. Answer it fast. So let's start the discussion. Take the time, read the question, and then answer it. Increase in the imports of the country. So, alright, guys, I'm going to start the discussion of this particular question. See, if I'm saying about the exchange rate, first you should know about the basic definition of the exchange rate. What is exchange rate? It means, guys, if I'm just providing the single rupee, right? If I just want to purchase, let's say, if I just want to purchase the one unit of the foreign currency, how much unit of the currency I need to give it, right? So this is something exchange rate of any of the currency, right? Unit of the currency which I actually need to give or hand it over, right? So this is quite an obvious kind of a statement, guys. Let's say interest rate that is going on. If the interest rate are high, if the interest rates are high, it will definitely be having the bearing on our exchange rate of the domestic currency. First statement, it is definitely right. And speculation in the foreign currency market. This is definitely right kind of a statement. Speculation do affect the exchange rate of the foreign currency in the foreign currency market. The third statement, guys, increase in the imports of the nation. This is obvious. This is pretty much obvious kind of a statement. So all three statements are right. D becomes a correct answer. There should not be any kind of doubt to any of the student, right? See, one statement that is mentioned that increase in the imports of the nation, right? See, let's say there is too much increment in the imports of the nation. It means that we need to pay more and more for more and more national currency to pay for that particular import. So that is why it will also be having this circulation of our domestic currency in the international market will be increasing, and it will have the impact on the exchange rate of our currency, right? Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Do let me know fast. Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Fast. Again, I would like to ask for the last time that is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Should we move forward? Should we move ahead? All right. Next question, guys. Which of the following needed to be subtracted if we just want to get from the national income to get the personal disposable income, right? What is the personal disposable income, and which kind of method that is needed to be applied? That is needed to be applied if we just want to get that, right? Answer it fast. Very important kind of question, guys. Answer it fast. So the question it is trying to ask, guys, what all things are needed to be subtracted if you just want to get the personal disposable income from the national income, right? So it means what is the basic formula of the personal disposable income? This is what exactly it is trying to ask. That's it. Not more, not anything else, right? Personal disposable income. Sorry, guys. Answer it fast. See, the questions are really interesting in nature. Personal disposable income. See, read the question carefully. Questions are a bit conceptual in nature, but if you are clear with your concepts, definitely you'll be able to answer it correctly. Answer it fast, guys. Answer it fast, guys. Okay. Guys, question is very easy, very conceptual kind of question, right? All right. All right, guys. See, this is very conceptual kind of question, right? Because if you just want to get the personal disposable income, you should subtract this one, right? Personal disposable income, it is equal to subtraction of the national income, subtraction of of the several factors from the national income, and all of the factors which have been written over here are needed to be subtracted if we just want to get the personal disposable income. It means, guys, net interest payment needed to be subtracted, corporate tax, undistributed income and profits, personal tax, not non-tax kind of payments, all things are needed to be subtracted if we just want to get what the personal disposable income, right? So is there any kind of doubt in the student? Fast. Is there any kind of doubt in the student? Do let me know. So D becomes a correct answer, guys. What is the correct answer to this particular question? D becomes a correct answer to this particular question. It is really, really, really important for all of the students, right? Is there any doubt in the student? All right, let's move towards the next question. Viability gap funding. Guys, Government of India, it is specifically emphasizing on this kind of model of investment for the infrastructure development, let's say for any port development, for any airport development, or for the highway construction specifically. Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways are categorically focusing on this mode of the investment viability gap funding. So you should be clear with this kind of model of investment, what exactly it is and how it generally works. Viability gap funding. First raise. Answer it first. So the basic hint has been provided by me. Now too much of doubt should not be there to the students. Basic hint has been provided by me. Answer it. Viability gap funding. Take the time, think about the question and then answer it. VGF, viability gap funding. Take the time, think about the question and then answer it. See. Yeah, it's assessing. I'll try to improve it, but it's still just so much thing. It's bit small. I'll try to improve it. So, alright, guys, what exactly the viability gap funding? Viability, it means see. Try to understand the basic thing. See, I'm going to make you understand. I'm going to make you understand. See, the basic thing, which is actually defining to the viability gap funding. It means one-time grant government is providing to it. Let's say if I'm saying that any of the infrastructure project that will cost 20,000 CR. So at the maximum level, 20% of the 20,000 CR government generally used to provide it as a one-time grant. This is something so-called viability gap funding, right? So it means the thing that has been mentioned in the second statement, 50%, it is not right. At max, government can provide 20% of it, right? 20% of it can be provided by the government, not the 50%. It means the second statement, it is definitely wrong, right? Again, I would like to make you understand, guys, viability gap funding, it means one-time grant that is needed to be provided by the government to support the infrastructure project, because the project developers can also suffer from the lack of funds, right? So that is why, as a support basis, as an initiative basis or incentive basis, government used to provide the single one-time grant funding. It means it does not need to pay it back, right? So the second statement definitely wrong, and the first statement that it defines the basic thing or basic concept of viability gap funding, right? So the first statement it is right, and second statement definitely wrong. A becomes a correct answer, right, guys? Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Do let me know about it. Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Fast. Do let me know about it. Things are very, very, very important, right? Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? No. There is no access doubt to any of the student. Should we move ahead? Move ahead. Let's move on. Horticulture sector. See, it is it's basically a specific kind of sector upon which government is focusing on a very larger extent. So you should be very well known about this particular sector. This sector should be known to every student. Horticulture sector, India's contribution and other things related to the sector. And if government is making any kind of specific initiative related to it, you should be basically known to that. And try to apply the common sense and logic in this question, right? Logic. Very logical kind of question, guys. See, any fact related to agriculture, most of the facts should be known to the students because not much agriculture census. I have also asked one of the question related to agriculture census. Later on, again, I would like to ask that the very not very same kind of questions, but modifications have been done, whatever it was required. So agriculture census, you need to dig a little bit deeper to that particular census, and some facts are needed to be checked out by the students which are preparing seriously because in the mains there is a lot of stuff, right? You can directly mention it. So read the question carefully, right? Should I start the discussion fast? Should I start the discussion, or you need? Do you need more time to solve this question? Sorry, guys. See, guys, if any of the student is having any kind of doubt, they can ask me as well, right? If any student is having any kind of doubt, they can ask me. I'll be happy to solve these all doubts and queries of the students. So, all right, I'm going to discuss this particular question. I'll not be writing any kind of thing in this question, but just wait for 1 minute. Let the students answer. All right, guys, let's start the discussion. See, uh, one basic logic or basic common sense could have been applied by the students. Let's say India is the largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the market, right? Or in the international scenario. But it is indicating that it's an extreme kind of statement. Why? Where the China is there, India's means domestic production in case of the fruits and vegetable can't be that much higher, right? This is absolutely nonsense kind of a statement. Fruits and vegetable production in India, yes, we are actually producing to the fruits and vegetable on a very larger scale. But even though China is ahead of us, right? In most of the quantities, in most of the not in the quantities, in most of the commodities, guys, China is basically standing ahead of India, even in the agriculture production. If you are talking about the rice, if you are talking about the wheat, if you are talking about the fruits and vegetables, in most of the agriculture commodities, China is trending ahead of India, right? But in case of the cotton production, India is trending on the first in the entire world, right? So the first statement, it has been proved that it's wrong. That means, guys, first statement is definitely wrong. And now, see the second statement, horticulture. Yeah, this is the most important specification, guys. Why farmers are basically raising the voice against the government, that why the horticultural crops, where these commodities, these agricultural commodities are forming the integral part of the perishable commodities. They are and the wastage, that basically wastage ratio is bit higher as compared to the other agricultural commodities. So that is why they are needed to be immediately brought under the MSP scheme, right? So the second statement is right. They are, as of now, they are not being covered under this one. So the second statement is right. First is wrong. B becomes the correct answer, right? B actually becomes the correct answer. Is there any kind of doubt when it is done? Yeah. One of the student guys that is asking, sir, how to revise the things properly. Very important question. Very important kind of question. See, draw down a table, segregate the syllabus. The thing which I am saying, it is highly important, highly relevant for all of the students. Draw down the syllabus, segregate in the prelims and mains. Right? Prelim syllabus, it's bit factual in nature. The orientation of the prelims, it is bit factual, but the analytical approach is needed to be adopted by the students if they are preparing seriously for the mains. Right? And revision is the key to success. Again, I would like to state the very same kind of statement, right? And prepare according to the syllabus. Let's say food processing industries. This year, in the men's food processing industry, has been question related to FPI has been asked. So you should be very well known to that particular industry, food processing industry, the key determinants of food processing industry, the limitations of food processing industry in India, and other ones, the recent government initiatives. Beyond that, even in the prelims, none of the thing cannot be asked, right? So is there any kind of doubt when this went fast? Is it clear to all of the students? Fast, do let me know, guys. Is there any kind of doubt when this student? And guys, cover the entire syllabus, revise according to the syllabus. Again, I would like to repeat the very same statement. And not the single revision will ensure that you will be able to remember 90% of the things. So you need to revise at least 5 to 6 times to any of the given thing in the economy specifically, because in the concepts there is a high possibility that you can forget. Students generally used to forget the things, right? And approach the integrated approach, right? Let's say fiscal deficit, or let's say twin deficit. You might have heard about it too much in the news. Our finance minister again, it has stated it, twin deficit, right? So guys, you should be knowing to that what is twin deficit, and what are some of the key factors which are deciding to the twin deficit. Why India is suffering from the twin deficit? It means, what is twin deficit? It is important factors which are responsible for it, the effects of the twin deficits, how it can be mitigated or controlled. This is actually a part of the mains. So in this kind of way or manner, it is needed to be covered. Done. Is there any kind of doubt? Now do let me know, is there any kind of doubt? Yeah, syllabus needed to be divided. An integrated approach should also be mentioned. It should also be taken by the students. So we move towards the next question. Fast. So we move towards the next question. This question is highly important, guys. This question is highly important, very logical and very conceptual kind of question. Fast guys. See, this question is guys excellent in nature. This question is really excellent in nature. If see, very logical kind of question, guys. If inflation in the country A is higher than the country B, right, and the exchange rate that is fixed, it means fixed exchange rate kind of system. It is basically under the operation in both of the countries. And now, guys, which is most likely to happen in this kind of case or condition? You should be very well aware about these kind of concepts. In case it means the question, it is revolving around the very basic concept of the exchange rate and about the inflation, right, guys? So guys, just wait. Within a minute, I'm coming. Should I start the discussion of this particular question, guys? Very, very, very important for all of the students to solve these highly logical kind of questions. First is very important kind of question. This is really important kind of question. All right, guys, I'm going to start the discussion of this particular question. Very, very, very important question, guys. See, what all factors have been basically mentioned in this question, that inflation. See, inflation in the country A, right? It means, guys, try to know about the basic things, basic definition of the inflation. It means hike in the price of goods and services, right? Hike in the prices of goods and services. This is the basic criteria, basic definition of the inflation. So it means, right, if the price of the goods and services will be increasing, it means, guys, the demand of the very same commodity or goods or service will be decreasing in the international market. Very basic rule of the economy. So this cannot be true. It's for the favorable. It is in the favor of country, because the export will not be increasing of country A at any cost, because prices has basically hiked, right? Prices have been hiked. So first statement have been eliminated. Now D option have been again eliminated. A and D have been eliminated, right? Now goes to the second question. Second statement. Export of the country B will A. This is quite an obvious kind of statement, that the goods of country A, it even in the domestic territories has basically become more costlier. So the foreign goods which are more cheaper as compared to A, as compared to country A, will be demanded more. So it means the second statement is right. Second statement is, guys, definitely right. B becomes the correct answer. Export of country B in the country A will be increasing for sure. Should not be any kind of doubt to any of the student. Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student, guys? Should we move on? Again, even I would like to say to all of the students, guys, even though read this question again. Again, you should read to this question, because, guys, these analytical kind of questions can directly be asked in the actual exam. You should be very well prepared for them. Again, read it. If there will be any doubt, ask me. I'm waiting for your answers. I'm just waiting for your answers. Just read the question again. Again, guys, read the question and then answer it. Then means ask something if you are having any doubt. Okay, there is no essence doubt to any of this trend. Let's move ahead, right? Commercial papers. So statements have been mentioned related to commercial papers, guys. CPs. In the short form they are called as CPs. So which of the statement is correct in this regard? CPs, commercial papers. Answer it fast. Again, guys, I'm repeating, I'm going to repeat the very same kind of statement that has been said to all of the students. Questions of the economy are very logical in nature. Read the question carefully. CPs, you might have gone through this thing, guys. Fast guys, answer it. CP is commercial paper. Very important question. Answer it fast, please. So, alright, guys, answer it fast. Answer it fast. Very easy question, guys. Quite an easy kind of question. Alright, guys, let's start the discussion with respect to the CPs, right? What is the basic character? Basic thing related to CP is they are basically insecure kind of a statement. It means they are not backed by anything. Released for the companies, corporates, high net worth individuals, for these all persons, right? All India financial institutions. For this is not only for the corporates. So this is the wrong kind of a statement. It is not only for the corporates, right? Second statement wrong. First is definitely wrong, guys. It is money market kind of statement, right? It is money market instrument. It is money market instruments. Very important kind of question, guys. Both of the statements are wrong in this regard, and D becomes a correct answer, right? There should not be any kind of doubt to any of the student. These kind of questions can directly be asked in the actual exam, right, guys? Let's move towards the next question. Exchange rate system in India post independence. Some questions have been, some statements have been asked. Try to answer it. Answer it fast, guys. No issues, no issues. Try to be, try to remember the things and try to make it right. Alright, guys, I'm going to start the discussion of this particular question, very important one. Some statements have been mentioned related to exchange rates of India. Try to answer it correctly. Exchange rate. If any of the student would like to answer that, what is a dirty floating exchange rate system? What is dirty float? Fast, guys. What is a dirty float? Is it known to anyone? Fast, answer it. Any of the student? I'm just asking one question to all of the students. Any of the students just want to answer what is a dirty float? What exactly the dirty float is? Dirty float means, guys, again, try to understand it. Dirty float, it means, guys, it is floating. It is floating exchange rate system. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry, guys. See, the floating exchange rate system means, guys, the exchange rate of our currency that is being decided on the demand and supply in the international market. Right? The dirty float, it means sometimes it is being determined by the central bank or the government of any of the nation. And Indian exchange rate, that it is basically driven, it is being driven on these kind of things. Right? On these kind of circumstances and parameters basis, Indian exchange rate of our currency, it is being controlled, or it is being determined or decided, right? So second statement, it is definitely right, but the first statement, it is wrong due to the reason of, due to the intervention of, again I'll be stating, due to the intervention of Bretton Woods conference, India was actually forced to do this thing, right? So the first statement is wrong. B becomes the correct answer, right? Let's move towards the next question. What is nominal GDP? What is real GDP? This question is all about that. Fast. Answer it fast, guys. Very, 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 very important question. Nominal GDP and real GDP. The question is trying to ask about it. What is GDP deflator? What is nominal GDP, real GDP, and can it be? Is it always greater than that? Which of this statement is correct in this regard? You should be knowing to that. All right, guys. Let's start the discussion of this particular question. Very, very, very important. The question is trying to ask about the correct statement. Make sure that you are just answering to the correct statement, right? Answer it fast. All right, guys. Let's start the discussion of this particular question. See, uh, first you should know that what is nominal GDP. Nominal GDP, it means, guys, GDP at current market prices. Current market prices, GDP at current market prices. Current market prices, this is nominal GDP, right? And the real GDP, real itself, it's stating that something that has been fixed, the base has been fixed on as comparative to that particular year or that particular base year. We are just calculating the GDP. Let's say we have as of now, for the GDP calculation, the base year is 2011, right? In the 2021, if we are comparing this GDP, it means we can get the real figures that how much ups and downs are there in the GDP. But in case of the GDP, we can only tell that this is the GDP for 2021 at current market prices, right? So the first statement, guys, the first statement, it is definitely right, but this cannot be true, right? This cannot be true that nominal GDP is always higher than the real GDP, right? This cannot be true. Getting my point? So the second statement is right. Second statement is wrong. First is right, and A becomes a correct answer. Should not be any kind of doubt by the students. Let's move towards the next question, guys. Agricultural census, very, very, very important. Again, I'll be saying, guys, I would like to state that try to apply the common sense and logic and then apply the elimination method. Right? All three statements are very close in nature. Agricultural census. Read the question carefully, guys. Fast. Read the question carefully. Agricultural census. Who used to conduct it? Answer it fast, guys. Very important question. So let guys, I'm going to start the discussion. See, the only important thing related to agricultural census, guys, you should be remembering to that it is being released, it is being conducted every after every 5 years, right? After every 5 years, the agricultural census that is being conducted. It means the second statement it is 100% right. Cannot be any kind of doubt, right? So the C option has been eliminated. Now, just go through the third statement. First agricultural census was conducted in 1950-51. See a wrong kind of statement. By just eliminating the third option, directly you can reach to the answer that is A. Why? Because the first agricultural census was conducted in 1970-71. This is where guys UPSC puts some kind of actual kind of questions, some kind of actual statements, and you should be very well aware. And if you are able to eliminate the very single kind of very single statement, directly you can reach to the answer by just eliminating the third option. Directly you can reach to the answer that is A, right? So guys, you should be very well aware about these kind of things. Getting my point? Is there any kind of doubt to any of this kind? Fast, do let me know. Is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Is there any doubt to any of the student? Fast. Again, guys, is there any kind of doubt to any of the student? Let's move on. Let's move ahead. Istanbul Convention. Institution Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Yeah, one statement I had forgotten to tell you that the conduct of agriculture census it is done by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Students, those are students, will they just want to write it down, can write it. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Right? Any doubt to any of the student? Istanbul Convention. Istanbul Convention, guys. Very important one. As of now, in the 21st century, I can only provide you the hint that in the 21st century, the thing one thing from which the whole world is suffering, and it is drastically and year on year it is going up. So just predict it. So all right, guys. I'm going to start the discussion. I'm going to discuss about this question. See, what is Istanbul Convention? Istanbul Convention, guys, it is related to the prevention of the crime against the woman, right? Against the woman. The whole world, it is really committed to stop the violence against the woman, either it is domestic violence or any form of the violence. Immediately, it is needed to be stopped and it is needed to be addressed by every nation, every responsible nation of this world. And in the Istanbul Convention, guys, that is in the Turkey, all world countries, most of the nations of the world, they have gathered over there and they have basically provided their own concept that we are really committed to stop the violence against the woman. So so the C statement, it is the correct one. Is there any doubt to any of the student? C statement is correct in this regard, guys. C statement is correct in this regard. So let's move towards the next question. Which of the following institutions are known as Bretton Woods institutions? Bretton Woods institutions. Everyone knows, and I also briefed to, I also made the brief to all of the students that due to the reason of Second World War, the whole world countries, all of the countries of the world, they were badly suffering from the economic crisis and economic condition. So that is why one of the conference has taken place in the 1944 and in the first half of the 1945. And a resultant of that particular conference was two institutions, and one more international institutions related to trade was about to form, but the consent from most of the countries was not given, not provided. So that is why that hasn't been created in the latter half of 90s. In the 1995, the WTO, the successor of earlier one, that has been created, right? So let's move on. We want to start the discussion of this one. Very easy question, guys. Very, very, very easy question. This question seems to be very easy. So, alright, guys. Alright, I'm going to start the discussion. So, none of the student has answered it correctly. See, most of the hints had already been provided by me. They have been provided and they have been given to the students. Bretton Woods institution, guys, it is related to IMF and World Bank. You know, everyone knows that the resultant of Bretton Woods conference was IMF and World Bank. World Economic Forum in the very earlier stage in the 1895, it has been formed, right? And it is non-governmental, not for profitable organization. World Economic Forum. There is no HS connection with any of the government of World Economic Forum. How can you describe it? How can you think about it? Right? That World Economic Forum, it's for profitable institution. World Bank and IMF, they are having different kind of objectives, but WEF, it is entirely having different objectives itself, right? So they cannot be interrelated and they cannot be resultant of Bretton Woods conference. Two institutions, they were actually made they were actually formed after being completed of the Bretton Woods conference in the 1945, IMF and World Bank. So that is why the answer becomes C. Right, guys? So that is why answer becomes C. Mark a star on this particular question. Very important one. C is the correct answer. 1 and 2, IMF and World Bank, not the World Economic Forum. Make sure that you are just remembering to it. World Economic Forum, earlier in the 1895 itself, yeah, it is also called as Davos Forum, Davos panel, right? Davos, it is located in the Switzerland. So C is 1 and 2. And if any of the student has answered C, 1 and 2, then it's right. Definitely right. Let's move towards the next question, guys. What are some of the probable reasons of development of antimicrobial resistance? Development of antimicrobial resistance, what might be the probable reasons? Very important question. See, there are a lot of negative economical consequences of the antimicrobial resistance. India, it is standing on the verge to face a larger threat of antimicrobial resistance because guys, people are not having adequate knowledge even though they are just without any prescription, they are just taking the antibiotics, and it is creating a lot of problems among health of the human being. No issues. Very logical statements. All three statements have been mentioned. They have been mentioned are really logical in nature. Yes, silly mistakes. Antimicrobial resistance AMR, it means people are getting registered to the medicines. Medicines will not be able to work. So antimicrobial resistance, guys, these kind of questions are highly important, and it is recently in the news. WHO has also addressed to this kind of problem that in the whole world and categorically in India, this kind of problem it is exponentially increasing. Answer it fast. Answer it fast, guys. Very important question. So, alright, guys. Uh, Earlier also, I had already made understand to all of the students that antimicrobial resistance, the basic thing which is backing, which is basically responsible for the anti-AMR, it is inappropriate without any prescription. People are taking the medicines, right? The first most important reason which is responsible for it. Second one, the pharmaceutical waste, if it is not being treated very carefully, then guys, the people which they are using, which they are dependent on this kind of water, without without being treated to this water, they can also develop the AMR antimicrobial resistance. And the third one, guys, if indiscriminately we are using the medicines in the animals, specifically the insulin kind of guys, antibiotics, right? So they can develop the resistance because animal products, most of the humans are indirectly or indirectly dependent on the animal products, right? Animal based product. So that can also basically increase, it can also trigger the antimicrobial resistance in the human being, and the very same thing, very same instances they have been noticed for the multiple times. So let's move ahead, and let's start the discussion of next question. Discussion has been discussed, but even though again discuss it. Which of the following things have been they are having the bearing on the exchange rate of our currency? So all right, guys, I'm going to start the discussion. I think this question had already been discussed, right? So there is no need to make you understand. The description, the complete description of this question has been given to the students. Let's move ahead, right? Let's move ahead to the next question. I comment at the rate I comment initiative recently seen in the news. Previous question answer D. Answer to both of the previous questions is D. D. D for Delhi. I comment. Alright, guys, let's start the discussion of this particular question. See, for the energy efficiency and for the renewable energy, guys, this kind of initiative has been recently taken, right? So, I commit means I'm really committed for the energy efficiency. Whole world countries are gathering and they are discussing for the very same kind of issue, very same kind of issue, guys. So, very important kind of question. So, guys, I hope you have liked the session. Make sure that you like it, share it with the maximum friends, and I'm going to end up the session for today, guys. I hope you all liked the session. And whatever I discussed, guys, all of the questions were really, really important for all of the students. Again, thank you for attending the class. Have a nice day and good night to all of the students. If any of the students just want to go get the subscription, go and get it by just applying the GK Live code. Thank you.